Hey guys, Chris from Restoration Rehab. Quick update for you. It's 67 Mustang there that just came in for a little bit of repair work on it and a few little fixes. So she's about to go out, ready to go. What else was changed? Well, first thing, some new storage for the panels. So we knocked up some wall rails that we can hang the panels on. Nice little art piece in the meantime, but gets them off the floor, which is so much nicer. A few spare panels there that are about to go back to the customer. 53 F100 has just come back from having its exhaust done, which I'm super happy with. They did a really good job given the space constraints, etc., and the height changes that this thing goes through. So she's aired out at the moment, and exhaust does a nice little trip over the top of the diff there, which is cool. Twin system through the middle here, so we got room to mess with these mufflers, and we've flanged top of the axle and front of these ones, so that if we do have to alter it to meet noise requirements, because Victoria's regulations are 96 dBA measured at a metre from the tip, so if we have to modify them we can. Comes down here, some O2 bungs down the front there, and the whole system, like I said, this is aired out at the moment. The whole system's sitting higher than the lowest points, which are ultimately are the sump at the front is really the lowest spot on this car. So I'm pretty happy with that. So it's time to put the body back on now and start doing some wiring, so we can actually get this thing fired up. 71 Ranchero over here is just about done with its modifications. So we've obviously done the right-hand conversion in the firewall, which is all done now, and smoothed out as best it can. So it just needs a skim coat once we go to paint. Towers have been reinforced at the top side, so you can see these big wings here. Also, we've modified the lower braces to do similar to what the big blocks in the Mustang do, wrap around to stop the towers cracking. So they look pretty awesome. All the rest of the bay's been all prepped, rust removed, holes welded up. Around this side of the guard, we've put in the A-frame braces. So these things are awesome for making sure that front end stays super stiff, and all the work's done by the suspension, not by the chassis flex. So the only thing left now is we'll build like a Monte Carlo bar, a bar that we can run basically side to side, sort of like a strut tower brace, but it actually goes in front of the strut towers because this car's got the shaker hood on it, so we can't go over the top of the engine. All the rail work and everything's done, so we're just waiting now for McDonald Brothers to make up the fully floated diff for it, and we'll set up the 4-bar link with that. And then once that's all welded in, we've got some twist tests to do for engineering certification, and then she'll go out for stripping and painting of the underside, so we can then put her back on her wheels and start on the bodywork. 280ZX over here is pretty much finished all its skim coating now, so she's just up on the hoist, just getting some tweaks to this front lip. So we've modified this because we've got a new grille going in, and we've put in some little recesses there so it sits a lot nicer. Also added in some brake ducting tubes. Not that we'll use them straight away, but if the customer ever does want to do some track work, it's nice to have them there so that you can duct that down to make sure that we don't cook the brakes on it. So next thing now is I've just got to finish off these indicators at the front and finish the skimming of the lower part of the sills. A couple little repairs, seam weld the floor. We'll chuck it on this rotiserrie once we get that off and seam the floor up, and then hopefully by end of next week this will go out for paint. Over here, as much as it's hard to tell when it's this way up, is the 69 Mustang, the Cobra Jet. So we came through the floor here and repaired some of the sections that have been heavily damaged. We've gone through all the little bracketry and edging and everything and straightened all that up. So done a few little repairs, rust repairs and hole repairs and everything. So next step now is, well, we've done all the engine bay as well. Next step now is to really strip this floor. So I'm just waiting to see whether our good friends around the corner can help us with that, or whether we've just got to hack at it with some scrapers and a blowtorch. But yeah, most of all this engine bay stuff is all finished. So again, she'll get that floor stripped, and then she can again have the floor prepped and painted. We're stripping all the suspension at the moment, get all that painted, put her back on her wheels and we can start on all the bodywork. So everything's actually moving quite well at the moment. Man, we're busy, but moving very, very well. So that's the latest update. Cheers for watching, guys, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Cheers.